Once upon a time, in a village in the east, there was a poor but kind-hearted farmer. No matter how hard he worked, his fields remained barren, and he struggled to provide for himself and his family. Despite his tough economic situation, the farmer was known throughout the village for his honesty and his deep respect for all living things. One day, while tilling his field, he came across something unusual, a strange egg that seemed to glow with an otherworldly light. It looked like a gigantic serpent curled up into a tight ball. Now, in that village, anyone who found such an egg would instantly destroy it, believing it to be a bad omen or a sign of witchcraft. But our farmer couldn't bring himself to do that. Instead, he carefully picked it up, marveling at its smooth, cool surface. He felt an inexplicable connection to it, as if destroying it would somehow harm him deeply. So he decided to keep it, hid the egg in his shirt, and went about his day as usual. Days turned into weeks, and the egg continued to glow steadily, becoming the one source of light in the darkness of his otherwise bleak existence. One night, unable to bear the weight of his secret any longer, he confessed everything to his friend, the village elder. The elder, after hearing the farmer's tale, simply nodded understandingly. "You have found the egg of the Serpent Princess," he said. "It is a great honor for you and your family, but also a great responsibility." The farmer was confused and concerned. What did the elder mean? How would this affect his life? That is when the elder told him that the Serpent Princess would come to him in the form of a giant snake and ask for his hand in marriage. She would transform into a beautiful woman only after they were wed, and she would bestow a great blessing on his land, making it the most fertile in the village. However, she warned the farmer that she was a powerful sorceress and would test his love and trust. She would tell him where to build their house and what crops to plant, and he must follow her instructions exactly. If he broke her rules, she would leave him and his farm would become barren again. With these words of warning, the elder left the farmer to face his fate. Not long after, a huge snake slithered into the farmer's hut. Startled but resolute, the farmer welcomed the snake, who told him that she was the Serpent Princess, and asked for his hand in marriage. Overwhelmed by her beauty and power, the farmer readily agreed, and in a grand ceremony attended by the entire village, they were wed. As promised, the Serpent Princess transformed into a stunningly beautiful woman. Together they built their home and planted crops, and as everyone watched in amazement, the fields that had been barren for so long suddenly became the most fertile and prosperous in the village. The crops grew tall and strong, and the villagers marveled at the bounty that the Serpent Princess had brought. But not everyone was happy. Many of the villagers grew suspicious of the Serpent Princess, believing her to be a witch. They pressured the farmer to uncover his wife's secrets, but he refused, knowing that doing so would destroy the happiness and prosperity that she had brought them. However, as time passed, the temptation to know his wife's secret became too much for the farmer to bear. One day, despite the warnings he had been given, he decided to dig near the sacred tree behind their hut to see what his wife was hiding. As he did, a terrible storm erupted, destroying his crops and washing away the prosperity that had been his and his village's reward. When the Serpent Princess returned from her daily chores, she was furious. Either the farmer's love and trust had been broken, she vanished, or she turned back into a giant snake and slithered away, leaving the farmer in his now cursed state. The farmer was devastated. In his haste to know the secrets of his wife, he had destroyed the happiness and fortune that she had brought to him and his people. He learned a painful lesson that day, that some blessings are meant to be received with faith, not investigated with suspicion. The story can end here, leaving the reader to ponder the consequences of the farmer's actions. Or you could add another twist to the tale. After the serpent princess leaves, the farmer goes to her parents, the king and queen of the serpents, and begs them to forgive him and his people. They agree to restore the farm to its former glory, but only if the farmer can bring them an offering of the purest water from the sacred river. This sets the stage for a hopeful ending where the farmer must go on a spiritual quest to atone for his sins and restore the balance between his world and the magical realm of the serpent princess.